Joseph Gaming is proud to present to you some Blue Jays baseball on MLB The Show 24. I am your host, the one true Joker. Today, the Blue Jays are at home at the Rogers Center to take on the New York Mets. This will be the second game of a 3-game series. The Jays ended up winning the first game, so we'll see if the Jays can win the series today. Of course, in other news, Brandon Belt, of course, in the last game ended up hitting 2 home runs, which ended up being 73 and 74, which makes him the home run king. So now we'll take you back to the Rogers Center where the roof is open and it's clear skies. Justin Verlander will be taking on Kyle Segura, where we'll talk about them pitchers from John and Chris in mere moments. Working on the lineup, and there it is. And with that, here is the overall lineup for both clubs. And the stats for the pitchers that will be starting in today's game. Now we take you to John and Chris to call the most of the action between these two clubs. Boys, the floor is yours.
From inside Rogers Center in downtown Toronto, interleague baseball on MLB The Show. It's the New York Mets and the Toronto Blue Jays. And we'll be back with the first pitch right after this.
Ooh, what a crowd we're looking to have here at the Rogers Center.
Just about set to go now. And on the mound in this one, Justin Verlander. And as usual with him singing, I think we can expect plenty of strikeouts.
Yeah, Boogie's racked up over 3,000 strikeouts in his career, so expect to see more of the same in this one.
Ready to go now? There's the shortstop at the plate, Isaiah Kiner-Falefa. Wind and pitch. Kiner-Falefa tries to hold up, appeal to first, and he held up.
Fans didn't agree with that.
And he deals.
Parker's crew is the umpiring crew for this series. We may talk about the umpires throughout the game.
The 1-2. Keeps the at-bat going with a foul ball. The wind of the pitch. Ground ball right side. He steps on the bag. 1 up, 1 down. Okay, let's check out the lineup. At the bottom of the lineup, a guy trying to turn things around. Kevin Parada.
Yeah, Boog, he just hasn't been himself at all lately. I mean, it's hard to know if it's mechanical, if it's mental. It's just a struggle all the way around. It's something that everybody goes through. I think the key is you've got to stick to the process. You've got to focus on every pitch and don't worry about the result. Take it one pitch at a time, one at-bat at a time.
Brett Beatty stands in now and watches strike 1. Verlander, the former Rookie of the Year, he features a four-seam fastball, a slider, a curve, and he works in a changeup. Drops into the glove, 2 down. Batting third, the left fielder. 2 outs, base is empty. J.D. Martinez up now for the Mets. Sliced hard but foul.
Ooh, here's a guy at the plate. I'm expecting to have a good game. He always seems to play better in road games.
2 outs, base is empty. This one high in the air to left center. Kiermaier trying to get there. Makes the grab, and that'll end the inning. On to the bottom of the first. No score. Back now in Toronto. And pitching in this game, Kodai Senga. What's the word on him?
Yeah, he's definitely had a struggle so far this year, as evidenced by that inflated whip. But he's going to have to find a way to limit the base runners, put his team in a position to win a ball game. So we know he's prepared. We know this guy's a competitor, and we'll watch how he works in this one.
Out towards right center field. Robert sizing this one up. Hauls it in for the out. 1 away. Let's take a look at the lineup for the Blue Jays. One guy swinging a hot bat recently, Dalton Varsho.
Well, he's in pretty good company right now on that AL leaderboard for home runs. Top 5 for the guy, and he's one of the better home run hitters in the league this year. You don't see him missing too many pitches, and when he gets the one that he wants, he doesn't miss it. It goes a long way.
You know who else doesn't miss me? This man that's up now, Bryce Harper. He's on a 7-game home run streak.
Foul territory for the catcher. 2 down.
Fortunately, he does not get one now.
Batting third, the shortstop. Bull Bichette up to the dish. Late on that fastball.
Cold night tonight, Boog, and that's a pretty firm fastball right there. I tell you what, memories of getting jammed, they creeping into my mind right now.
Here's a high fly ball out to center. Robert brings it in for the 3rd out. Scoreless after 1. And we're back. Top of the 2nd. And now the center fielder, Luis Robert. Verlander back to work. Swing and a miss as he was late. Verlander, the tall righty, over 200 career wins, and of course has a Cy Young to his credit. Fastball in for a strike. Count is 0-2.
Oh, sorry. 16 2.
Being generous with the corners, Chris.
You know, I think that used to be a lot bigger deal in past eras where pitchers were working more in and out with their pitches. But yeah, we'll see if those corners come into play in this one. Hey, no pitcher's going to argue at all.
I thought it was pocket shoe. My bad.
Right-hander kick steals. Now it's even up. Down on strikes he goes, and there's 1 down.
Frustrating end to the at-bat for the hitter, and I'm sure that's going to sit on him for a little while. You want to be ready to hit the fastball. Sometimes you can overthink things, and I think that was the case right there.
And now it's the polar bear, Pete Alonso. Just missed. Since debuting in 2019, no player in the majors has hit more homers than Pete Alonso. Check the swing of the 1-0 and a field of first. And that's going to be ruled a swing. No score here in the second. There's a swing and a drive. Kiermaier ranging back. And that one's gone. His 34th of the season. Just like that, they move in front. It's 1-0.
It's no surprise this guy has won the home run derby multiple times. He was born to hit them. Took on the big part of the yard for that home run and just barely got it over the wall. Thought for a second he brought it back out there too. He gave it a great effort, but you know, those plays are so tough to pull off. I'm sure he'd love to have another shot at it.
One down. Manny Machado up to the plate. Out of the zone and a called strike. One down, base is empty. And a foul ball. Outside low, and the count is 1-2. Goes down swinging for the strikeout. He swung over top of the curveball.
Oh, that's a curveball that I'm sure he wants back at the plate. 2 strikes, the sort of pitch you're hoping for, a bit of a mistake, and I'd say in a very hittable location, but clearly the break was enough to get him to swing through it.
Taylor up now for the Mets. 0 for 4 in the loss yesterday. And that's down and away. Good air for his strike.
A 1-2 count, all he's seen is fastballs. You've got to expect something off speed. Stay back.
And another ball. 1 run across in the frame so far. Here at the top of the second. Swings and misses. Struck him out. But they're off to a good start as they pick up a run on this solo shot. And the whole team down a run. You're dialed into the show. And welcome back to the ballpark. Ready to go for the last half of the inning. Now it's the Toronto designated hitter, Brandon Bell. Pitch. And a good fastball to start him off. That's strike 1.
See the infield defense there.
And the pitch. In the air on the infield. Has a beat on it. Makes the grab, 1 away.
No, that was a pitch you got to crush. Unbelievable that he missed it right there. I'm telling you, he is going to be frustrated with himself until his next at bat.
Here's Jose Ramirez.
I'm liking what I've seen from him at the dish lately. Can make it a 5-game hitting streak with the knock in this one.
And the 1-0. Fought off foul. Pitch. Chases that one upstairs.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
puts it away for the out. And that quickly, 2 away. Next to hit, Dalton Varsho. And the first pitch misses for ball 1.
Types of hits where you don't feel any vibration in your hands whatsoever. Such a good feeling. It sounded different than most hits coming off the bat. You don't need numbers to tell you the ball was hit extremely hard, running 115 miles per hour. That's not an exit velocity you see very often. Very impressive.
Lifted in the air, right field. Taylor makes the play, and that's the inning. Toronto, and it remains 1-0. Back here at Rogers Center, the batter now, Ronnie Mauricio. And here it comes. On the ground. Oh, can't pick it up cleanly. Safe at first, no play. We'll see how they score this.
Looked to me like he kind of let the ball play him instead of playing the ball, and it just ate him off. The hands get stiff, and he's 1-0.
That one almost got him.
Straighten him up a little bit. That's a great take right there. Even though it's a strike, with the situation, runner on first base, you want to keep the ball off the ground. And you swing that pitch, most likely you go right to a double play.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Righty delivers. It's a strikeout.
Well, Billy, it becomes pretty difficult as a teammate when a guy's struggling like this. You don't know if you want to go up and tell him to keep swinging it or give him the space, what exactly he needs. But right now, it's clearly a struggle for him, and you're just hoping that somehow, some way it'll click, and he can get out of this as quickly as possible.
Back to the top of the Mets order. Now it's the shortstop, Isaiah Kiner-Falefa. Mauricio, the runner at first, with 1 gone in the inning. It's up empty.
Knowing that the pitcher wants a ground ball double play opportunity here, you've got to lay off pitches down in the zone. Right there, swinging at that pitch, that's a no-no. Wow, just great bites of that slider. Broke hard out of the zone, and he just couldn't hold up the swing. You know, as a hitter, that pitch is really hard to take, and there's just not much you can do with it. You know that, but you don't want to get rung up by the umpire.
Now the DH, Brett Beatty, 0 for 1 with a fly out center. Ball 1 missed. A sliding stop over first, and they get the out. So no runs, no hits, and 1 error, but they leave him stranded. We head now to the home half of inning number 3. It's the Mets 1 and the Jays nothing. As we go to the last of the 3rd, here's Kevin Kiermaier. And a pitch. Ripped on the ground a second. Toss to Alonso. Leadoff hitter gone in the 3rd. Here's the rookie catcher, Austin Wells.
Definitely scuffling at the dish lately. Just 1 hit in his last 5 games.
There's the outside corner with that one. Senga, a former All-Star. He features a 4-seam fastball, a forkball, a cutter, a slider, and occasionally mixes in the slurve. Mauricio with the throw to first. And 2 straight set down to begin the bottom of the 3rd. And now the first baseman, Joey Votto. He's 0 for 1. In the air, left field. And that ends the inning. Toronto.
One True Joker also here.
Line to kick the pitch. Not close with that one. 1-0.
He's been pitching well, but going through this middle of the order second time through, we'll see what kind of adjustments are being made.
Hard hit left side. Whips it to first. Leadoff hitter retired in the fourth. Now the center fielder, Luis Robert. And now it's Luis Robert. Caught looking his first time up. And that's in the dirt. That one fouled off. One down, base is empty. Swing and a miss. And the count 1-2. Got him looking, that's a strikeout. So he gets the call and picks up the strikeout looking.
Sometimes with a good hitter at the plate, he'll be the one to get the benefit of the doubt if he lays off on a close pitch like that, but just not right there. Strike zone definitely expanded a little bit with 2 strikes.
Here's Pete Alonso. That one catches the zone. That's strike 1.
He's pitching well, but not throwing a ton of first pitch strikes. Usually doesn't work out for success, but you can never predict baseball.
Good eye on that spot. Pitch. And a foul ball. And a pitch. And that skips in the dirt. Swing and a miss. And he's down on strikes. And it's a 1-2-3 inning. Mets go down quickly. They lead it 1-0. Bottom of the fourth. Now it's the right fielder, Bryce Harper. The right fielder. Well, in their win last game, this guy came up with 2 home runs. Obviously trying to keep the roll going here in this one. Popped up to the left. Into foul ground.
Well, that won't do it.
And puts the squeeze on that one. And there's one away.
Good hard fastball up in the zone right there. They look really good coming in, but so hard to get on top of as a hitter.
And now the shortstop, Bobichek. This one in the air, center field. Robert moves under it. Brings it in. 2 up, 2 down. Up to the plate is Brandon Belt. First time up was a pop out. Hit high in the air. There it goes. 8-1.
And another one to his name.
So he blasts one out the other way. Home run number 75 of the year, and we're level. It's 1-1. That's his 3rd straight game with a homer, Siggy.
This dude is on fire, Boo. These kinds of streaks just don't come around too often. It's like he's playing wiffle ball up there. That's typically not the easiest way to hit a home run. The slight opposite field into the gap. Man, making it look easy, that's for sure.
Now a chance for Jose Ramirez. Fly to right his first time. And that one clips the corner.
Fans, let the umpire hear that one.
2 down, nobody on. We're here at the bottom of the 4th. Swings through that one for strike 2.
More and more guys are looking to slug regardless of the count. In this situation, we'll keep a close eye on this approach.
0-2 now. Gets a piece and stays alive. Brewers ball. That ball's upstairs.
Way to lay off that fastball pump right there. You're looking for something you see well that you can handle, but you also have to keep the discipline so that you're not popping up pitches that are just a little too high.
Robert moves under it. Nabs it, and the inning is over. But we're all tied up thanks to this solo home. All even now at 1-1. Back after this on the show. And welcome back to the ballpark. New inning getting started. Here's Manny Machado. Verlander back to work. Machado, a former Gold Glove winner, 31 years old, and he's been on a good run at the plate, hitting over 300 in his last 10 games.
Miami Machado is still looking for a hit in this series.
Fights it off, you'll see another. And the right-hander deals. Back up the middle and a base hit. And aboard on the leadoff single.
I'd say a mistake pitch in an 0-2 count. Too good of a pitch to hit right there. You have to expand the zone. Keep that leadoff man off first base.
Runner on the go. Swing and a miss. Oh, and they got it.
Well, this is a real momentum killer after the leadoff single. Tried to steal second base on the first pitch. Defense was all over it. Nicely done from behind the plate with catch and throw. Quick tag before he reaches the base.
One down, base is empty.
Oh, that's off the plate.
Foul back our way, and that's out of play. A 1-2. Swing and a miss. Couldn't catch up to the heater.
Just couldn't catch up on the low 90s fastball right there. That's a result of a good job of changing speeds. Off-speed pitch on the one before, then sped him up. Pitchers that don't throw real hard have to rely on location and mix it up to speeds. That wasn't the best location with the fastball, but clearly that wasn't the pitch he was looking for at the plate either.
Mauricio avoids the first pitch for ball one.
The offense needs to start showing some fight against this starter. He's doing his thing out there. They're going to have to push back at some point and make him work a little bit harder.
Way out front for strike two.
This game has been so tight, it feels like the next team to score will win it.
All tied up for the top of the fifth. That one hammered center field. Kiermaier going back. Holds it in on the warning track. Halfway home. All even. One apiece. And we're back. Bottom of the inning. Now for the Jays. Dalton Varsho. Pitch. Raced into left. That's a base hit. So a man on base to start the inning.
Waste no time there. First pitch fastball in a great spot to do some damage. He squared it up nicely.
Now it's the second baseman. Check on the runner. Varsho dives back in safely. Slice to right. There's one away. Kiermaier next up for the Blue Jays.
Definitely wants to stay out of the double play here. Ball on the ground in the infield. Should be an inning-ending double play.
Runner on the move. That's in for a strike. And that's a stolen base. Not even close. And it's second. And that one off the outside edge. And fouled off. That one is absolutely belted. That's back there. That's worth the price of admission. His 18th home run of the season. It's 3-1. Listen to these fans.
This place is absolutely buzzing right now. You can feel the energy all the way up here in our broadcast booth. Just an excellent swing all the way around, and it had that sound coming off the bat that gets everyone's attention. Got a pitch to drive, short to the baseball, squared it up, and the batsman carried it out of here.
Now at the plate, Austin Wells. Foul ball there. Still only one out here in the inning. Foul ball. The pitch. Foul ball. It stays 0-2. And a pitch. Line drive, and that should be extra bases. Makes the turn and heads for second. And he's in with a stand-up double.
Everything came together for him. That pretty much split the zone down the middle, and those are the ones where you got to make a pay.
Back to the top of the lineup. And here's the first baseman, Joey Votto. To the right side, Mauricio. On to first, and Votto is retired. Bryce Harper to the plate.
And this is a big opportunity for him to pick up his teammate right here.
Ball one
Outside,
there.
that's a ball.
Stirring in the bullpen for the Mets. Reed Garrett, a right-hander with big strikeout stuff, is getting it fired up. Diekman also throwing.
Here's a left-hander, not a right-hander.
And a foul ball. Two outs. Swings and misses. 1-2.
Two strikes.
Just missed.
It's a good take.
The 2-2. Swing and a pop-off in foul ground. Machado drifts it through.
Well, that's strike regardless.
The Jays get a pair on this homer. It's now a 3-1 ball game. You're watching Major League Baseball exclusively on the show. And stepping in for New York, Kevin Parada. His righty-lefty splits there. The right-hander back to work. And there's a foul ball.
Well, after scoring runs, this is where you're looking for that shutdown inning. Get that hot team back in there to swing the bats.
center. Kiermaier settles underneath it. Hauls it in, and there's one away. So the lineup flips over. Isaiah Kiner-Falefa up now for the Mets. And a foul ball. Oh, 1 down. Line drive, and it's caught for the out. So up next for New York, Brett Beatty. That's a strike.
He's controlling things out there on the mound, not messing around at all. He's been in attack mode since the very start.
Next offering misses. 1-1.
Well, as good as things can be, it can be a tough day at the office, even for the skippers. Seeing the offense just sputter, not able to get anything going.
The Jays leading by 2 in the top half of the 6th. Hard hit right side. Throw over to Votto. And that is that. Nothing doing here this half. Part of the order, 3, 4, 5 coming up. It's the Blue Jays 3 and the Mets 1. Bottom of the 6th inning. And now for the Jays, Bo Bichette. Here comes a pitch. That one finds the corner. It's 0-1. In the air to left center. Martinez has a beat on him. 1 down. Brandon Bell getting ready to hit. He's already homered here in this one. Rips that one to right. That's a base hit. So they get a man aboard with a 1-out single.
Went up there looking to be aggressive and got something he can handle. A solid swing from start to end. On time with everything. Really good balance. Nice extension. And he met it out front with a line drive knock.
So up next for Toronto, Jose Ramirez. That one finds the zone. And that's strike 1. Lead runner holds at third, so 2 runners in scoring position and just 1 out.
Seems like he got exactly what he was looking for right there. Nice job of driving that pitch the other way on the line. You know, hitters, they take so many reps in the cages working on going to the opposite field, and it doesn't always translate into the game, but right there it did, and he did it perfectly.
And here comes the Mets manager to the mound. Pitching change coming. Kodai Senga out of the game. We'll be back in a minute with a new arm on the mound.
So he would be charged with those 2 runners.
Gets handed the rock out of the pen.
Don't expect to see a whole lot of swings and misses, but he's going to compete out there on the mound.
Dalton Varsho next up for the Blue Jays. Varsho, one of the elite home run hitters in the league this year. Lifted in the air down the left side. Martinez moves towards it. He's got it. Runners tagging from second and third.
Not the easiest thing when you're talking about a guy that's, you know, perhaps going to be in the rotation, or maybe a long relief guy, to not start an inning, come into an inning with pressure on it, and try to get yourself comfortable.
So with second and third occupied, they go for the intentional walk. Base is now loaded, and there's a force at every base.
Now batting, center fielder.
Next for Toronto, Kevin Kiermaier. Can't forget the two-run shot he launched out of here in the fifth.
Yeah, one of the biggest swings of the game, Boog, as he looks to make even more of an impact in this at-bat right here.
This one popped up. And it's safe at third as 2 runs score in the play.
Oh, that's a big at-bat coming through in the clutch to drive in a third. He clearly didn't catch that one on the big part of the bat, just kind of muscled it out there. And on the mound, it can be pretty frustrating for a pitcher, but you just kind of have to expect those to drop in there sometimes.
So 2 down. Here's the catcher. So now pitch hitter for the Blue Jays, Whit Merrifield. 2 runners in scoring position with 2 away from him. Fouled off. He was late. It's now a 5-1 ball game. You're watching Major League Baseball on The Show. Welcome back. We're in the 7th. We have a new pitcher on the mound, Matt Barnes.
Definitely a guy that pounds the strike zone, makes hitters earn their way on base, and rarely gets in trouble because of free passes.
Martinez stands in. The pitch. And that one fouled off. They've got a potent lineup. And when you think about teams capable of rallying from this kind of deficit, they're right at the top of the list. And that's in the dirt.
Looking to get something going, this is the guy you want at the plate. He's been great for this team. He is a professional hitter.
One and two now. He's at the bender with a strikeout.
Well, that's a curveball that people like to describe as a hammer or Uncle Charlie, and you can see why. It's not a looping slow curve. He throws it hard, and it gets plenty of bite on the end.
Swings and fouls one off. The Mets down by 4 here in the top half of inning number 7. This inside with the curve. Swings through it, and that's a strikeout.
And there's another strikeout, and those are just continuing to pile up. His confidence level has got to be dropping. He's got to find a way to make an adjustment, Booth, get back on track. His team needs it.
Alonso stands in here, takes ball 1 low. Even up. The Blue Jays leading by 4 here in the second game of the series. Swings and blasts one deep to left center. Kiermaier going back on this one. Hits the top of the wall. And that's a 2-out.
Blessing.
He was all over that one. Absolutely blasted that one into the gap, but just didn't have quite enough to clear the wall out there. Maybe a little more elevation under it and it carries over, but swing you'll be happy with every time.
Here's Machado.
Ball one, no strike.
In the dirt. And the runner holds. And on second, 2 down. Pop foul out of play off to the right. Swing and a miss as he was late that time.
From a pitcher's perspective, that's a beautiful splitter right there.
Oh, now this one gets away at the plate. Safe at first as they can't make the play.
Yep, I just did that.
So he's able to reach first base despite the strikeout, and that extends the inning. Kind of a tough turn of events for the defense there.
Yeah, it's maybe a little bit of a morale killer. For a second, you think you're about to go hit, but really quickly you have to refocus and be ready for the next play. We'll see if they can work around it.
Next offer is in for a strike.
Perhaps not quite ready to hit. First 2 pitches by him for a couple of strikes.
Strike 3 and the third out. So we take a break. 2 left for the Mets. They're down 5-1.
There's Ace enjoying the show just like the rest of the J fans.
Back here at Rogers Center, bottom of the 7th. Now the first baseman, Joey Votto. The lefty gets to work. In the air, left field, down the line. Martinez tracks it down for the out. Now here is Harper. Right fielder. This with a changeup, and that's ball 1. In the air, out towards left center. Harper retired. Out number 2.
Well, it looks like his home run streak is over.
Blue Jays. 3 flyouts already. He's over 3. Now a screamer into the outfield. Reaching for it and brings it in. Back now in Toronto. We go to the 8th. And stepping in for New York, Ronnie Mauricio. Barnes back to work. And downstairs, Barnes measures 6 feet 4 inches. He throws a curveball, a 4-seamer, and occasionally works a splitter. That pitch gets the corner, and now it's even 1-1. And another ball. On the ground to the left. Ramirez sends it to first. Leadoff man is out here in the 8th. And now the catcher comes up to him. Kevin Parada. Base is empty, 1 away. And we're in the top of the 8th. Swing and a miss, and that one missed by a ton.
Gosh, a little late on that breaking ball. I don't think he recognized it out of the hand. Just a little tardy. That's where he blew here.
Bounce to the left side. Bichette. The throw to first. It's captured by a step. So the batting order turns over. Here's the shortstop at the plate. Isaiah Kiner-Falefa. Right through there for a strike. Two down, nobody on. Swing and a base hit. So now here's the Mets DH, Brett Baty. Now time call. Pitching coach coming out for a meeting as 2 relievers continue to throw the bullpen. New pitcher now for the Jays, Tim Mason. Hasn't pitched in the last 3 days. Oh, he doesn't get the call. And that
gets in the hitting zone, hard to get the barrel to it.
Next offering way off the plate.
3-2, 2 out, runner on first. A lot of movement in the infield. Hitter's got to stay focused on the pitch.
Foul ball left side. He'll see another. Two outs. And he'll do it again. And now the lefty gets a piece there. We'll do it again. Payoff pitch. A foul ball. He stays alive. About to see the 11th pitch of the at-bat here. Foul off again. It remains 3-2. In the air out towards right center. Makes the play, and it's out number 3. Mets lead 1. They're down here 5-1.
Hits on the stat sheet so far, and that tells me they're seeing the ball out of the pitcher's hand really well.
So now a pinch hitter, Francisco Lindor. That's a elusive base hit. So a runner aboard to start the inning.
Right there, does a great job of staying in the big part of the field. Man, there are a lot of hits there.
So up next, Jose Ramirez, 1 for 3. Ball lifted in the air, left field, pretty well struck. Just missed it.
Well, off the bat, I'm not sure it had enough to get out of here, but that wind's kind of blowing in from the left, and I think that's what made the difference.
And at first, now for the Jays, Dalton Varsho. Now being made for a pinch hitter, George Springer. Runner on first, 1 down for him. Now snap throw to first. Lindor back in there. Lindor on the move. Pitching for a strike. Save at second, and that was not close.
Well, he picked over once just before the pitch to check on him, but that didn't seem to slow up his jump on the pitch at all. I think that guy's been studying some video. Awesome job to be prepared.
Oh, this one's high and deep. Way back there. On its way. A gigantic blast. His 43rd home run of the season, and they boost their lead. It's 7-1. He absolutely feasts on right-handed pitching and devours that one for a home run.
And you can see that's what he expects of himself. At bat after at bat, he's that confident.
1 out, base is empty. Here's the left fielder. There's the strike. And the 0-1. That one ripped. And that should be extra bases. Now he'll turn for second. And that's a 2-bagger.
Oh, that'll make you feel good as a hitter right there. Got a good pitch to drive, stayed short with his bat path to the ball, and got it out front, and he stayed long in his follow-through. That's how you split the gap, and that's pretty much a double every time.
And it's second with one away. So up next for Toronto, Kevin Kiermaier. He's already homered in this game. Swing, and this one's bounced to the ground. To first, and he's out. Whit Merrifield up to the plate. That's a base hit as a run scored.
Well done. Drives in.
Yeah, I don't need to make a change.
Nice job just catching out in front. I like that he didn't spin off the ball by opening up that front end too early.
Pitching change here, Reed Garrett.
Well, you see the ERA is very solid, and that doesn't always tell you the whole story, but he's been really good so far this year.
And now it's going to be Joey Votto. Runner takes off. Swing and a high fly ball down the left field line, but hooking foul. The 0-2 stays alive. Already 3 runs across in the frame here, the bottom half of the 8th inning. Runner on the go again. Cuts on it, misses. That's a strike.
Tail hit and run.
Hit the fastball at the knees. 3 runs, 4 hits, no errors, and a runner left. Through 8 full, it's the Blue Jays 8 and the Mets 1. We're back. It's the top of the 9th, and there's a new pitcher on the mound, Eric Swanson.
And you know, bullpen guys can struggle sometimes when they're called upon for big leads because it just doesn't have the same intensity as a tight game. So we'll see how sharp he is. Your mental toughness matters in situations like this as well.
Yeah, I'll take Bryce out. Fuck it.
Now into the ball game on defense, Danny Jansen. He takes over behind the plate. And now J.D. Martinez. And the pitch. And first offering is fouled off. Swing and a miss, and that's strike 2.
Quickly in an 0-2 count, you've got to figure out a way to shorten it.
Swung on, belted. Out of here, a home run off the foul pole. His second homer this series. It's 8-2. Next is the cleanup hitter for the Mets, Luis Robert. That one just misses. A ball and no strikes. Nobody on, nobody out. You're in the top of the 9th. Hit pretty well in the air out to center. Kiermaier has this one sized up. And there's one down. And next for the Mets, Pete Alonso.
Drove it off the wall last time, just missed out on a home run.
Line drive, base hit. Just kind of sliced that one into center. And now it's Manny Machado. The third baseman, number 13, Manny. And it's fouled away. Alonso leads off first with 1 away. Battling here as he fouls it away. 2 away now.
Well, he's going to have some thinking to do when he leaves the ballpark after this one. This is his 3rd strikeout, and this one looking, obviously, so he's been a little overmatched. He's got to find a way just to be more competitive at the plate.
Taylor in the box with 2 gone. And takes a look at a called strike. This could end it. That one ripped right center field. Can't get there, and now maybe extra bases. Throw cut off, now to the plate, and he's in there as a run scores.
Love how he let that ball travel, trusted his hands. Nice job of going the other way.
Intentional walk here with 2 out. They set up a force at any base to end the inning. And here's the catcher, Kevin Murata. 0 for 3, a fly out, a ground out, and a strikeout.
And with him struggling, it makes sense that they would pitch to him.
They're down to their final strike. And it skips into their 1-2. Sharp grounder, that's through for a base hit. Around third. He'll score easily, and it's 8-4.
Making some noise here, trying to give themselves a chance. Once you get the ball by the pitcher, there's a lot of base hits up the middle, even on ground balls. So a nice job to use that big hole and get himself a hit.
Now Mouth isn't coming, and with the reliever just beginning throwing out there in the bullpen, this should buy a little more time to get him loose. Isaiah Kiner Falefa up to the plate. On a line, base hit. Around third. Now a long throw home. He's safe.
Back-to-back singles. Nice line drive to the full side. Fed it out front, but just stayed through it nice enough and ripped it into the outfield.
And that one fouled off. The tying run at the plate. Got the back going too soon. It's strike 2. 1 strike away. And that is the ball game.
Well, another night, another win.
Jay trusted Eric Swanson to finish the game.
There's a rain delay, extra innings. People are going to stay up late to see this streak continue.
And this one ends with the score 8-5. For Chris Singleton and our entire outstanding crew here at MLB The Show, I'm John Schaub. Thanks for joining us.
A little late. Well, folks, this one's over. The Blue Jays overcome the Mets with the final score of 8-5 to win the series over the Mets. See some highlights of some home runs from both the clubs. But in the end, Eric Swanson gets the strikeout to finish the game. Justin Verlander will get the win. Kadar Sadid, probably saying his name wrong. He gets the loss. Nobles for the Mets. P. Alonso is 3 for 4 with a home run, double, and an RBI, couple runs. J.D. Martinez goes 1 4 with a home run, RBI. Former Blue Jay Connor Falefa goes 2 for 5 with an RBI. Taylor goes 1 4 with a double and an RBI and a run. Nobles for the Blue Jays. Dalton Varsho goes 2 for 3. George Springer comes in as a pitch hitter, gets a home run with 2 RBIs to boot on that. Brandon Belt, he increases his home run record to 75, finishing the day 2 for 3 with the RBI and a couple runs. And then Kevin Kiermaier He is our player of the game, going 2 for 4 with a double, 4 RBIs, and a home run with that run. In the end, the Blue Jays win this one 8-5 to take the series. On the next episode of Blue Jays Baseball, we'll find out if the Jays can beat the Mets for the sweep. Until then, I want to thank John, Chris, and the rest of the boys for calling the action between the Blue Jays and the Mets. See you next time on the show. And with that, the One True Joker officially is signing out.